The northern region currently has villages that consist of houses built on a sustainable basis, and nearby there is also basic infrastructure such as water plants, electricity, clinics, schools, and roads. Muvunangoma Eve and Nyirangendahimana Caritas are some of the residents of Ngeri village in Munini sector who were relocated. We found them in their homes in Ngeri village. The house they live in is built of durable materials with electricity as well. They draw water from a nearby water source and other infrastructures such as clinics and schools that are accessed by only moving a short distance. They came to live in this village coming from areas with poor living conditions, high-risk zones, and some were even staying in huts. The place where they used to live would make them feel isolated, and the condition of the houses they were staying in was another hindrance.
As you can see, we are located in a hilly area, so there is no access to roads. My wife was in labor, and getting her to the road was the hardest thing I had to do.
The issue about my house is that when it would rain, my roof would leak. There was no infrastructure, which meant no water, electricity, and so much more. The well-being of some of the residents comes from the government program to ban grass huts that began in 2010 and the policy of making sure all Rwandans are relocated in better settlements. Nyaruguru district is one of the areas that have the most grass huts, with more than 12,000 in that area. In addition to the grass huts, there were other families living in high-risk zones, making it difficult for construction of infrastructure. Muvunangoma Eve and Nyiragendahimana Caritas say that after being relocated to better settlements, their lives have now changed for the better, as the closest infrastructure to them helped them discover new ways of self-development.
Looking at our current living standards, we are currently raising cattle, which really helps us out. When I'm done farming, I use the electricity we have to trim people's hair.
As you can see, this place that we are currently staying at is way better. We have cows, as well as fertilizers that help us carry out farming up to the area that we used to stay in. However, despite the fact that a large number of the people living in slums have already been relocated to better settlements, there are other families that are up to 300 that still have poor standards of living due to being in homes that are excessively poorly built. Nyaruguru Mayor Habitegeko François says the district has done its best to help Rwandans improve their housing. He says the struggle is ongoing due to how the region is structured, contributing to the delay.
We tried to allocate as many people as we could in different villages, but I can say the greatest achievement we had since 2010 when the government set out to ban all grass huts, making sure it became a reality. However, we had issues concerning where our hills are located, making it hard for us to build villages in certain areas.
On the issue of those who had old houses and those that put the residents at risk, Habitegeko says that the region has a lot to do in terms of making sure that proper houses are built in accordance to the capacity they have.
When you take a look at the budget, it becomes more difficult due to the fact that most of the people are poor, and even though their fellow residents can help them through community work, you can tell there is still a lot more that needs to be done.
Nyaruguru is currently a district with 6 model villages, including Yanza in Ruheru sector in Nyungwe forest and Nyeri, inhabited by those that were relocated from hills that were used for tea plantations. There is also another region that had residents relocated to from high-risk zones and grass huts. In Nyaruguru district, there are 1,656 old houses, 556 from those that need to be destroyed and be built in a proper way so that the residents can live in better condition settlements. Martina Abera, RTV News.